A new documentary streaming now on Netflix talks about the experiences of elite pilots of the Air Force Thunderbirds. It's called Air Force Elite Thunderbirds, and it's coming out just in time for Memorial Day weekend. The documentary shows the elite skills, trust, and courage of the pilots during high-stakes training season. I spoke with one of the pilots and film directors to learn more.
I had goosebumps watching the trailer for this documentary. It looks incredible. Colonel Justin Astro Elliot, what inspired you to join the Air Force? And what is it like for you to know that the pilots are counting on you as formation leader when you're out there?
Yeah, for me, the Air Force was, I was always interested in aviation, but my true pursuit back when I was a kid was astronaut. And I knew I had to be an Air Force test pilot to chase that dream. That's what got me in the door. But as I grew up in the Air Force, it very much became this infectious concept of giving to a greater purpose that kept me in. 20 years later, I had the opportunity to command the Thunderbirds, and it was a life-altering experience. The responsibility of the position is incredible. You're the commander of 135 people with 32 different job types, and you are also the leader of the demonstration that flies 2 times a day, 12 times a week, no weekends, no breaks, and every one of those moments is life and death. And so there's a reason it's temporary. You do it for 2 years and then move on to something else. But it was an unbelievably shaping experience.
And Matt, this question is for you. You directed this documentary alongside former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama as the executive producers on this documentary. What was it like working with the Thunderbirds and with the Obamas on this project?
I mean, both partners are a complete, pinch myself opportunity to see, to be telling the story of this iconic team that was birthed in 1953 and to be flying that same mission, and of course working with Michelle and Barack Obama is remarkable. I think filmmaking is the ultimate team sport, and so you want to have the LeBron Jameses and Steph Currys and the biggest players out there, and so their involvement has been very heavy from the beginning all the way through production and post-production, and yeah, it's just been absolute dream partners to have Barack and Michelle Obama and Higher Ground Productions on board with this.
That's amazing. And Colonel Elliot, can you talk a little bit about the pressure and the intensity of being a Thunderbird?
It's constant, and it's constant in 3 different fields that I would categorize it in. I think this is important for the public to understand. You've got the pressure of flying the demonstration. You've got the pressure of commanding the team and all of the people and all the issues that they've got as they try to move this team across the country 3-4 times a week, to places that are not Air Force bases with logistical support. And then you've got the pressure at home. And I think you are constantly balancing where you allocate your time and are constantly wondering, almost with guilt, am I doing well enough at home? Am I doing well enough? Am I flying? Am I doing well enough leading the team? It's a lot of pressure. And I think it's the same kind of pressure that all service members go through, probably all Americans go through. As I got to know Matt, I realized very, very similar. Whenever you're trying to do something extraordinary, you are going to face pressures from all angles. It's just the way it is.
I'm a new mom, and I also have 2 brothers that were in the Army, so I relate to a lot of those feelings of the pressure and the guilt, and that really struck me in the trailer when you're talking about this is a risky job, and it's a risky job with little kids at home. How do you manage that all?
First, let me say congratulations and thank you for your service on both of those things. You'll see in the documentary that family aspect and the sacrifice that military family members make is enormous. And that story is not told enough. I know you know that. You're going to see that come through. It is what makes it difficult. But what gets you through it is the purpose behind it all. The why behind what we do is so important. It's so American, right? We create value out of ideas, out of things that are ethereal, and we turn them into reality with things like what you do. It's very similar for the team.
And you guys can take turns answering this. What do each of you hope that viewers get out of watching this documentary?
Yeah, I think First and foremost, I hope people are very entertained. I think it's hard not to be watching this team, and that was really the goal, was to bring you into the cockpit, bring you into the high octane, the intensity. But I think most importantly, I hope people are inspired, and that's just how I felt being around this team. And I always said, if people could feel an eighth of what I feel from being around this level of teamwork, this level of selflessness, this level of leadership, I think I've done my job. So I hope it pushes us to all think how we can be better to each other and better in our own pursuits.
Very similar message. If this movie was about jets, or if the Thunderbirds demonstration was about 6 drones flying very close together, nobody would care. This is a people story. This isn't just for the 5% or 0.5% who serve in the military. It's for the 99.5% of Americans who give their pursuit to their passion and do it at the utmost level. That's the story here, and I'm really excited for people to see one version of it.
Thank you so much for your service, and thank you both for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anna.
Appreciate it.